My name is Veronica Lockett, and I'm a student at Texas State University, majoring in social work. And St. Louise House helped change my life in getting me to where I am today. It all started when I moved from Lubbock, Texas, without a housing plan, without a financial plan, just without a plan. I moved in with a friend, and that living arrangement was not working out. So I called 211 to find out where I can seek counseling because I wasn't doing well emotionally while I was pregnant. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't resting like I should have been. My doctor had concerns for me. He was ready to put me on medication. I knew that I had to do two things. I had to find some counseling, and I had to find a different place to live. Lifeline told me about St. Louise House.
St. Louise House allows families who are recovering from the trauma of homelessness time to heal. It allows them time to heal the wounds of that trauma and rebuild their lives. St. Louise House is a program of Ben Care Services, which is a local nonprofit here in Austin. St. Louise House provides transitional housing and supportive services for 11 homeless mothers and their children. We opened in 2001 with 5 families, and since that time we have expanded to 11 families and hope to very soon expand to at least 22 families.
Sometimes we're shocked when we find out that there's a sizable number of people in America who do not have a home. A child who sleeps in an alley or in a car, who doesn't have a place in which to center his little life or her little life.
You take the poor, you take the very poor, you take those folks in our community that are the most vulnerable. That's women. That's kids that literally in many instances have no idea where they're going to spend the night tonight, tomorrow night, to spend the night next week. And we try to figure out, how do we deal with that? And that's the situation that we have in Austin. There are a few agencies that have been working on this problem for a while, but frankly, St. Louise House and, like I said, a limited number of other agencies are in the business of trying to provide that stability, that little respite from a life that is leading nowhere to these mothers and to these kids. And that's what we do.
The day I received the phone call, I was cooking. I don't remember what I was cooking, but I was cooking. And the phone rang, I answered it, and the case manager told me her name. She told me where she was calling from, and she said, guess what? We want you to come in for an interview because we think that you may be a great candidate for our program. And so I got really excited, and I dropped the phone, and I picked it back up, and I said, I'll be there in a little bit. Grabbed a banana and some chips and some water and ran out the door to the bus stop.
We first met Veronica when she was about 5 months pregnant and had no place to go. And actually, Veronica was the first resident that came to us pregnant. And so we brought Veronica in. I was totally amazed at her motivation. She was going to school when she arrived, and she continued to go to school.
My main goal was to continue my education and be able to go back to school after I had my baby. So when we talked about the goals, because the goals were also a part of the application process, I explained to her that I wanted to obtain my bachelor's. I eventually wanted to receive a master's. That I just really wanted to raise my baby differently than my mom had raised me, and in a different environment than what I was raised in, because I grew up in foster care.
I think she went to school in less than 3 weeks or 4 weeks after her baby was born. Veronica's always had very clear goals. She knows where she's going, and she has all the tools to get there. She has been a joy to work with. She's been a joy to have at St. Louise House.
St. Louise House wasn't just about business and about goals and paying the rent. They were like a family. They are like a family.
I think about the fact that we're able to do something to give these mothers and these kids an opportunity to put their lives back on track. The programs that we involve them in fit the example of moving people towards independence.
Currently, St. Louis House serves 11 families. We've served 65 over time since we began in 2001. We would like to at least double our capacity in the next year or so. The greatest proportion of our funding comes from just individual people, our families who live in the Austin community, people like you, people like me, that value the work that we do and want to support that work.
Without the support of this community and without the individual support that we have to make this work, there wouldn't be this facility. And again, I will tell you that without VinCare and without St. Louis House, there are very few options available in Austin for moms and their children that are on the street. To me, it's a blessing to live in Austin, to live in a community that has so many people that are willing to give and give in a lot of different ways. One of the things that we continue to be grateful for are the number of folks that are willing to consider helping with St. Louis House, willing to consider helping with VinCare. We're eternally grateful for your help, and we believe that what we have accomplished at St. Louis House is only through the generosity of this community.
My name is Veronica Lockett, and St. Louis House really changed my life.